Hey, thanks for coming to greenbaywacky. I make crazy comedy videos and I make crazy comedy live streams. But I also do it-yourself videos. How to fix cars, trucks, boats, things like that. How to fix computers and how to work with some software that's in computers. This is a do-it-yourself video. It's going to be how to add text to your OBS. Then I'm also going to show you how to get your text to scroll. So hey, let's just jump right into it. Here we go. Now, we're over here on my OBS. I have it set up. I have a scene set up over here called Basic Camera, Just Me. Just for the sake of argument, I put a couple pictures in there, and why not plug your own channel while we're doing the tutorial? You can see I do live streams, and you can see I have a Cheesehead song you'll have to see. Alright, let's jump into it. I'm not going to waste your time. Over on the left on Scenes, I'm going to click on it once so it highlights. Then I'm going to right-click it and duplicate it. That's how you make a second scene. I'm going to call this Add Text because that's what you and me are going to do here. Oh, I'll say Add Text Scroll even. Then we'll even know even further. I'm going to click OK. Now I've got a duplicated scene. Okay? Now, the next thing we want to do is add text. Now, if you have scenes up or if you don't have any scenes up, it doesn't matter. It's the same process. Here's what you do. Go to the scene you want to add the text to. Like in this case, it's not going to change because I have the two same pictures. But I'm going to go to the Add Text Scroll. You see how I clicked on the left to make sure I'm on the right scene? Now over here where it says Sources, okay, on the right, just next to it there, we're going to click it's very simple here how to do this, but there are some things you have to know about it. Number one, what really messes people up is the left click and the right click, because you have to left click and you have to right click. So when do you do it? Okay. To add your text, we're going to go to the source here, click plus, and right here is where it says all your choices. Now here's text. Now it pulls up this box. You could just keep going forward. You could even add an existing one if you already had one, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to create a new one. I will name it, let's say I love you, because I do that. You came to my channel. So let's say I love you is going to be our text. We're going to click OK. Now we're into this menu, and now it's pretty simple. This looks complicated, but it's not. We're going to type our text, I love you, okay? Oh, didn't type that right there. Let's back that up. L-O-V-E like that. Okay, Y-O-U. Okay, I love you. Now, we're just going to pick how we want it. Over here, select font. Do you want it in Arial, Arial Black? Do you want it, all your different choices. Over here, normal, bold, italic, how do you want it? What size? Over here, strikeout, underline, you see all that? You decide, that's up to you. For the sake of this, I'm just going to make it Arial. Simply Arial, okay? Now, I'm going to tell it okay. So here we have I love you, getting ready to go up there. Now we have to pick a color. Again, and by the way, you can change it to vertical. You can mess around with the direction. Don't worry about that. We're just getting the basic text here. Let's pick yellow. Let's go red. No, let's go yellow. It'll show up better for this. You see all the colors? You can pick all these different custom colors. So we'll click OK. Now our text, it's there, but it's up in the corner. You have to, with the mouse, put that little arrow, the cursor, on it, left click to pick it up. Now it starts moving with you, okay? Once you kind of get it about where you want it, that's how you move it. You put the arrow on it, you left click and hold it on the mouse. Just think of it as a magnet. Then, the little circles stretch it. You see that? I love you. Again, you click on it with the arrow, left click, hold it like a magnet, move it around where you want it. Let's just put it right here. I love you, okay? Now, that would be enough. I taught you how to do text. I'm doing this in real time. That's why this video is a little bit longer, because I'm not chopping it up for you. But let's say that's not enough for you. You now want to learn how to scroll it, okay? So here's what we're going to do. You go back to the source menu here, I love you. Click on it once. You see how it kind of highlighted there? Then, now is where you're going to right click, okay? And you see the word filters? Click on filters. Now this menu comes up. Now don't worry if you can't see the bottom of it. It just means it's got to be stretched a little. So what you have to do is you have to take your little arrow here, go to the top of the screen, and you see how you get the two arrows that pull it down? Okay? Now you click on it and hold it with your left click. And now you see how it moves? Think of it as a magnet, okay? Because we're trying to get to the screen here down at the bottom. We're going to hit the plus sign now. And you see here where it says scroll? Imagine that. Real easy to get to. You could give it a name or just let it be scroll. I'll just let it stay scrolling. Like scroll. I won't even give it a name. Now it's okay. Now what you have to do is pick your speed, horizontal or vertical. Very simple. You see how the text moves left or right? Or put it back to 0. You can use the arrows or you can slide it. And then the other one makes it go up and down. It depends on how you want to do it. For the sake of this, I'm going to make it go up and down at a slow speed. I love you. Now you could limit the width, you could limit the height. You see this? That's up to you. It's all custom adjustments. That's what I love about OBS. But I'm just going to make it scroll up and down. Once you got it to where you want it, close it, and look, I love you. Now, remember this too in OBS. The viewer does not see the red lines that you're seeing. You see how when you click on your scene, it lights up in red like on my pictures there? The viewer does not see the red lines, just so you know. So even if you see I love you in the red lines, you're like, I don't want the red lines. The viewer doesn't see it. That's for you, the person that's looking at the screen. Here is an advanced lesson in OBS. You absolutely have to know this or you will go crazy. You have to understand that your scenes are built in layers. You, the person creating the scene, decide on the layers. Now in this example, I'm just simply using my Cheesehead song and the I love you text. Now watch this. If I click on the Cheesehead song with my mouse, my arrow on the left click, and I move it, look at that. It's under the I love you text, right? Or, in other words, the I love you text is in front of it. But if I were to click on the Cheesehead song and then right click it and I go to order, if I were to send it, to move to top, okay, for example, now I'm covering the text. You see that? You have to know that you click on something with your arrow, your cursor, and your left mouse, and, the left click. Then you right click and you go to order. And that's where you move it up, move it down, move to top, move to bottom. It's basically the equivalent of bring it forward, send it back. So right now in this example, the Cheesehead song now is covering the text, okay? Now, it obviously doesn't really matter if your picture is underneath, for example, but you may have a whole scene where the whole scene is a picture and you're like, how do I get that text to show up? Well, you gotta go click on your text with your left mouse click, then right click, go to order, and now let's move it to the top. And now it should be, if all goes well, over the text. You see that? And there you have it. Now, this is one more advanced trick that you have to know. I'm going to change the scrolling text to left and right real quick. Now, just a quick reminder, you should be a pro by now though. Click on the text, I love you here, under source, left click. Now we're gonna right click to get to the filter. Here's the scroll filter, right? Now I'm gonna change this to 0 so it stops. I can just delete that and hit 0. You can use the little triangles if you want, but it's quicker just to hit 0. We're totally stopped. Now we're gonna go left, right, okay? And then there we are, okay? And you're gonna understand why I'm doing this in just a minute, okay? You absolutely have to know this. I'm gonna close it. Okay, now our text is left, right. But look at how I love you is so close. Oh my goodness, it looks horrible. Well, we're gonna double click under source on our I love you text. We're back into our text menu, and look at this. Put your cursor at the end of you and hit the space bar. That's the big bar, at the bottom of your keyboard. And look at that. It makes I love you go further out. See that? Further out. Now it's a matter of preference. Same with the letters. I love you. If you want more space between love, there you go. If you want more space between you, there you go. You decide. That would drive you crazy if I didn't tell you to put your cursor at the end of you and hit the space bar. Because now when you look at it, you see how it's easier to get your message read. I love you, and then there's a space. I love you. Now that's all personal preference. Okay, that's the advanced lesson, guys. That's almost 2 or 3 minutes in itself, but you had to know this. Now, I'm going to show you one other trick and we're all done with this tutorial. I know it's kind of long, but you have to know how to do this properly. Let's do another scene. You see here on the left, add text scroll on the left on the scenes. Now remember, I'm going to right click now and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to call this, copy text, just for the sake of this tutorial. Okay. Now I've got a third scene here. Okay. And just to show you it's a different one, I'll get rid of something. I'll get rid of my live stream photo there. Okay. So you see, here's the original one. Here's our new one here, copy text. And also I'm going to eliminate the text. So it's lit up in red. I can just click the minus sign. That's how you get rid of stuff, by the way, in OBS. And now it's gone, all right? Now here's why I'm showing you this. Here's our original scene we did I Love You. You can click on the text once with your left clicker. Now right click, copy. Okay? Now we go to our other scene here, our copy text, right there. And now it's a left click. Go up to the screen here, and now it's a right click. Okay, wait, let me just, right here. Copy text, right click, paste, duplicate. You see that? And there's your text. So you could go, if you had the same text that you want scene after scene after scene, and you want it in the exact same place, let's say you want to do different pictures, move them around. That's how you can actually go scene by scene by scene and copy and paste your text. Well, that's it, guys. I hope this, I know it's kind of long, but I did it in real time. I really want you to have a good understanding of this and be able to rewind it and watch it as you need to. Thanks for coming to Green Bay Wacky. Remember, check out some of my comedy videos. Check out my comedy live streams. They get really busy. Okay, love you guys. Much love. See ya.